of what, Peter and mother of frying? I don't know.
Right, guys, I am going to start our lunch and learn session. At least we are all smiling thanks to the free jokes that we've just been having. My name is Natalie Thomas, and I am the Central Division Director in Founders Districts. And it is my pleasure to have a fabulous presenter today. Fursey Gotuaco is an executive speech coach who has been teaching theatre and speech for over 30 years. He has been an educational leader, trainer and trainers, and a TEDx speaker and coach. Fursey is a six-time district champion, winning in districts 25, 85, and 120 in evaluation, table topics, and the international speech events. In August of 2020, he won Districts 25 Toastmaster of the Year. Congratulations. He has reached the semi-finals of the World Champion of Public Speaking 3 times and the finals twice. Congratulations. So it's my pleasure to introduce Fursey, who is going to be giving us a workshop on how to embrace your library of speech topics. Fursey. I think you're frozen, Fursey. Gotta love when the technology misbehaves. Hello, Fursey. I think you must have just cut out there.
Yeah. I presume I missed my introduction. Would you
I
say it
would.
again? No, no, don't.
I can do it again if you want.
No. Good heavens, no. Hey, listen, I do need you to double check with me though. Is my time 20 minutes? Is that right?
Yes, 20 minutes. 20 minutes
Okay.
to give us a 5-minute window for any question and answers so we can finish at 5:30. My
Oh,
little
I see what
break
that was. You guys,
lunch
did you
and
all hear that? Did you hear her give like a little window? She's expecting me to go overtime. So that's all.
we're
It's been a
Toastmasters.
habit of mine lately. Ever since the World Championship. Go overtime, Fursey. Okay, so listen, would you mind doing the timing? I put it in the chat. Everybody, we're going to be doing some different kinds of thinking here about our libraries, our personal libraries of stories. But if I went into this on the assumption that everybody's got a library and for you to go to your library and pull a book out, I'd probably be a little disappointed. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to generate some stories. We're going to generate some libraries. All right, here we go. In your chat, what I want you to do is to write down some answers. In the chat, I want you to write down any stories or events or ideas that come to you based on what I flash up on the screen right here, okay? So whatever I flash up on the screen, I'm going to throw some pictures up there. I want you in the chat to write down any ideas that come through your mind. Don't edit. Don't edit about what's good or bad. Don't worry about, is this correct or not correct? It's whatever impulse you have. And for some of us, it could be very strange time, early in the morning, late at night. So whatever you got is what you got. I'm going to flash it up here for just 15 seconds, maybe 10. All right, here we go. Here's the first one. 10 seconds. Put it in the chat. What does this make you think? Something in your life? Good. Something in your life, something you've seen, something you believe, something at work. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next one. Good, 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 good. Keep going, keep going. This is good. Whatever ideas come to mind. If there's some time in your life that something happened, throw it up there. 5 more seconds. Good. Languages. Lovely. Traveling. Yes. Race across the world. 2, 1. Boom. Here's your next one. What do you think? What does it make you think? Was there a time in your life when? Somebody in your life who? Excellent. 5 more seconds. This is doing great. All 4 of you, just fantastic. 2, 1. Good. Good list there, Melanie. Nice. Thank you, Alyssa. Leap of faith. Very nice, Chelsea, on that last one. Good. BBC TV on a weekend. Nice. Focus. Excellent. Good. 5 more seconds. Winning. Absolutely. Targets, goals, winning, persevere. Good word. Good. Wow. Fashion. Yes. Work. Lovely. I thought hard hat. I thought cargo. 3 more seconds. There you go. Just keep throwing them up there. Don't edit. Just keep throwing them up there. Let your mind run crazy. There you go. Superhuman. Nice. Thank you, Natalie. 3, 2, 1. Look at a detail. Look at something in specific. There you go. Family. Maybe it's something in the background. Maybe it's something in the foreground. What catches your attention? Where does it force your mind to think? Pen, shelving. Natalie and I were just talking about pen. What do you see? What does it make you consider? Relationship, nice. Media. 3, 2, 1. Keep going. You're doing great. Good, fun. On that last one, spring cleaning, very nice. Birthday, yes. Being silly, good. Notting Hill Carnival, oh, thank you. Diversity, embrace, good. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, a little different now. Again, where does it take your mind? Work, good. Mind map, yes. Organization, good, 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 good. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Nice list there, Melanie. Mind is racing. That's awesome. My mind says I want to go there. My mind says it's going to be crowded. My mind says I'm so glad I retired early just so I could go there when I'm not on a work schedule or vacation schedule. Art and architecture, lovely. 3, 2, 1. Teamwork, nice. 3, 2, one. Risk taking. Oh, nice, Alyssa. Just a couple more seconds. Survival. C. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Thank you. Our minds can generate so many ideas. We get stimulus from everywhere. When we think about the stories that we can tell in our speeches, we have to be open to everything that we see around us. The libraries that we have can be mental, stored up there. They can be written, where we take all our stories, the people in our lives, the things that we see, and we're writing them down so that we can refer back to it. Maybe these are things that affected us in some way. Maybe these are things that changed our way of thinking or changed something in our life. The telling of these stories, the descriptions that we have, those are all fair game. We're going to go ahead and go with some phrases now. Here we go. Ready? All right. Please write down a time when you lost hope. A time when you lost hope. Five, four, three, two, one. Nice. Next one. A time when you had to solve a problem. Sorry about the bad overlap on that one. A time when you had to solve a problem. Five, four, three, two, one. Hey, Martin, what we're doing is we're going to read what's on the screen and then go ahead and type it into the chat. Whatever comes to mind. Nothing wrong. Just go with it. Whatever. Free form ideas. All right. Here we go. Next one. Good to see you, Martin. A time when you discovered something about yourself. A time when you discovered something about yourself. What comes to mind? A time when you discovered something about yourself. Couple more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A time when you had a big conflict. Time when you had a big conflict. Conflict is always a great place to start for stories. Conflict is a great place to start with stories. 3 more seconds. Good, good. Throw it in there. Just let your mind go. Make the connections. Connections, the synapses are flying in your brain. You're thinking at the speed of light. Electricity. A time your life changed direction. A time when your life changed direction. A pivot. It's usually when you have a pivot that life gets exciting. A pivot. A time when your life changed direction. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Complete this sentence. Complete this sentence. This is hard for me to say, but, and then what do you say? This is hard for me to say. What do you say? What is it that is so hard for you to say? This is hard for me to say, but. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Think back on your life. You've had a lot of different ideas flashing through your brain in the last couple of minutes. In that moment, I realized what? This is from your point of view. In that moment, you realized what? In that moment, you realized what? Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Natalie. Again, Martin, thank you. Very powerful ideas. Last one. The most important thing anyone ever told me was, the most important thing anyone ever told me was, I'm your father. You know, what is it? Luke, I'm your father. Oh, nice one, Natalie. You're past. Marry someone who made you laugh. That's good. Five more seconds. 5, 2, 1. I forgot to ask if Natalie, if what we could do with all of this in the chat then was to send it to the attendees, because they're not taking notes. What they're doing is we're generating here, right? These are the stories that we have. So what we want to do, hey, Martin, thanks for turning on the camera, man. So what we want to do is be able to take these stories and generate them into speeches. There are some important things to consider when we're thinking about storytelling. We're not going to go through a whole bunch of details because there's just not a whole lot of time. But some of the big pieces to consider, and most of these you've seen before. You've studied this in class. Plot, character, conflict. When you're telling the story, can you consider these 3 things? Plot, character, conflict, and then we're going to get to the 4th thing here in just a moment. Plot, basically, status quo, inciting incident, climax, resolution. Realize that this is essential to most stories. It's pretty basic. It's pretty basic. You know all this, you can look it up. The most important thing is when you look it up, remember that it goes like this, right? There's status quo. When we tell a story, you have to start with status quo. Where are we? And then the inciting incident, climax, and then resolution. But here's the thing. Most times, status quo is here, and then you go up. We start here. When it goes up and it comes down, it's here. See the difference? It's here. This is status quo. This is resolution. We have to be at a place that's different than where we started. Not just here and here, but up and down. That's your theme. That's your message. That's what you have to tell your audience. Right? Why, Grandpa, why are you telling me this story? Because I don't want you to be down here. I want you to be up here. Yeah? So that's what we have to consider when we think about plot. That's the most important thing I wanted to run by you. The next thing was character. The characters in the story. When we give the speech, who are you in the story? What do you want? What we're talking about here is motivation. Hey, Alyssa, good to see you. We're talking about motivation. What's getting in your way? Everybody wants something. And usually something else gets in your way, and that creates conflict. That's what makes a story juicy. Right? You've heard it about the news. If it bleeds, it leads. Where's the conflict? In the story that you tell, where's the conflict? In the moments of your life, where was the conflict? Even if it was, I just wanted to be on a beautiful beach and relax. Conflict was, you can't stay there. You got to go back home. Conflict everywhere. What are the 4 kinds of conflict? Man versus man, and what else? Man versus, the 4 kinds of conflict. You remember this from school. Man versus man was one of them. And then, come on, Natalie. I know you're just bursting, ready to go.
When I see conflict, I'm the other way. That's me in conflict.
So man versus man versus society, man versus society, man versus nature, man versus himself. Yes? These are the 4 basic kinds of conflict. There was a 5th kind of conflict, and it's man versus mother-in-law. That's just awful. That's an awful joke. Don't laugh at that. Edit that out. No. Sorry, Natalie. Hope you didn't eat anything greasy. That's going to come right back up after listening to that. So those are the 4. Oh, we're at red. He's not just doing that because it's a nice color. Plot, character, conflict, and the last one is pivot point. I didn't say pivot point earlier, but pivot point. Where did your life change? Do you remember this question? A time in your life when the direction changed, right? In that moment, I realized. Why? Because somebody said something to me. So these all come together. These all come together right there. There's a pivot point where your life pivots. Whoops, sorry, you need this here. Where your life pivots. Where does it pivot? At the inciting incident, at the climax, at the resolution? Where does your life pivot? And that's what you have to highlight for your audience. You have to highlight where it changed. That's the most interesting part of your story. Find in your life where your life went, change of direction. And you're going to find a really good story that you're going to be able to tell folks about. I think that's all the time I've got today. I appreciate you guys going with me on this quick little journey. Back to reality, back to Madam Toastmaster.
Fursey, spot on. And I loved the pictures because I think we all interpret it so differently. So that is something I'm going to pass this on to who's obviously our program quality director, because I see potential with what you've done today really helping a lot more Toastmasters, because I think when you let your brain just go wild, it all comes out. So thank you for that. We've got a couple of minutes before we finish at past. Has anybody got any questions for Fursey before we finish?
And put your email in there so that we can send you the stuff. Yes, Alyssa.
I've got so many questions and comments. I don't think enough time. I want to say firstly that I saw you at the convention in Anaheim, and you had just a fabulous speech. It was just fantastic. And I feel like I saw you from the Texas contest several years ago online. And by then you already made a deep impact of just your physicality, the way you tell a story, the way you're really approachable. It's just wonderful, fantastic to see. And in my mind, you're the winner. It's just how easily you transfer from talking to acting and back so naturally without making it look like, oh, I'm acting.